Hello everyone, my name is Sunny and today's pick a card reading is going to be In What Way Are You Powerful? So I have 3 piles. I have pile 1 on the left side, pile 2 in the middle, and pile 3 on the right side, yes. So go ahead and stop the video if you feel like you need more time to select a pile or piles that you're attracted to. Remember to only hear what resonates towards you. Not every message is going to be meant for you. This is a general reading. So I hope you guys very much enjoy this. And I will start with pile number 1. I might be running a little bit out of breath just for your information, pile 1, 2, and 3. So I apologize. My allergies are getting better, but not quite. So I have 3 cards for you, pile 1. I'm going to show you a close-up of each card. So for the first card, your first card here, your close-up, there you go. You have the 8. Sorry, I'm trying not to move so much. And I'm not very good at being still. There you go. You have the 8 of Cups upright. And I will put it down. Your second card, pile number 2. No, your second card, pile number 1. There you go. You have, there you go. Yeah, 7 of Wands upright. I'm just gonna go ahead and continue with the roll. To roll with the punches. I will put it down. And then pile number 3. No, card number 3, sorry. Apologies, pile 1. 8 of Wands upright. So I will place it down now. So pile 1, why are you powerful? I have a strong need to tell you that you just know how to walk away and when to walk away. From any situation, from a crowd of people, I think you easily outgrow people and your environment. And it could also be in a work situation, you just know when it's best to walk away. For whatever reason, you just know that before things get a little hostile or dramatic, you're just like, okay, well, I'm already applying for different jobs already, so I'm gonna head out. So thank you all. I'll give my 2 weeks. That's what I feel for you. You just know how to avoid unnecessary problems in your life, right? I also think that for you, pile 1. Sorry, I was taking a sip of water. I might do that pretty frequently, just to avoid my throat being scratchy. For you, pile 1, I also think that you, for some reason, if there was a friend group that you used to enjoy, or your maybe family members, or maybe your neighbors, or just a close unit that you used to enjoy being in harmony with because you could express yourself freely, you no longer have any contact with them, or you're starting to kind of cut loose with some contact because you no longer feel that you resonate with them, or you've outgrown what they want in life, right? And you've moved on, or you've just changed your philosophies and your way of thinking, perspective. And I think that you whether you let them know, might not always have been that great. I feel like those circumstances for certain people might have been not necessarily fruitful, but not very, how can I say, they were not very productive, possibly. But you let them know, right? The important thing is that you express yourself and you let your thoughts be heard. And it might have not gone the way you expected it or the positive way you wanted it to, and that's why you walked away. Or you have an ease to be like, you know what, I did the best that I could. I love you, but I love me I love me more, and I think that it's best to just put myself first, prioritize myself, and just go about this in a solo way. I think you became a little bit maybe of like a lone wolf, and that's why you're very powerful in that sense. You just knew you deserve better. And I think with this 7 and 8 of Wands, it's interesting how you whether you started bickering with certain people in your life or just had to constantly fight off people, fight off just, like, yes, you might have been in the place and the mental capacity to do that at some point, but it became very draining for you. And I feel that's why you took your wands with you. You're like, you know what, thank you, but no thank you. I don't need this in my life. And I think that's why you decided to walk away and you went full speed ahead. I don't think with the Eight of Wands, I don't think that it wasn't something that you needed to think about in the long perspective, not perspective, but for the long haul, right? I think that you just made up your mind. You're like, okay, enough is enough. I made my point, but you guys don't understand, right? And that's why you're powerful. I think that you know when the circumstances have asked of you to just walk away from people in situations that are not favorable for you, Pile 1. I think that you are strongly opinionated, but with good reason. And I also think that you might have just been put in that situation of constantly having to argue with people, have discussions, or just disagreements. And you could handle it. You could maneuver yourself in and out and just flow, but you knew that was not the healthiest thing for you. You knew that if you put all your mind and energy and just efforts into something and attack constantly, like being in attack mode, was not something you could rest. It's not something that your soul was asking that I'm gonna be resting right now. Like you feel very restless, I feel. And it was draining you pretty fast, and I think that's why you learned to walk away from people. So that's why I feel that you're powerful, Pile 1. You definitely know that your words and actions have better use elsewhere and not around the people that you know that used to make you happy, you know, that you used to spend time being creative, you used to spend time to be, you know, venting or talking or just emotionally investing yourself with people. So that's what I feel for you, Pile 1. I hope you enjoyed that. I will start with Pile 2. That is why you're powerful. And thank you all for listening. So, oops. Pile number 2. I did not mean to get 4 cards for you, Pile 2, but for some reason that's what happened. So I guess this was the universe playing its tricks. First card is the Death card reversed. Your second card, sorry, I'm getting nasally. 5 of Cups reversed. I find the color schematics very interesting between the Death card and the 5 of Cups. Very similar color palette. I just can't help but notice. And then you have the Queen of Wands reversed. Oops, sorry, there you go. Interesting. And then last but not least, you have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So pile number 2, these are your cards. Oh, I think I can move these just a bit more. There you go. Oh, how lovely. It looks very, very pretty. Oh, how cute. I'm sorry. I just love the way the background looks. It's one of my notebooks and it just makes me look so. I really enjoy it, sorry. So pile 2, why are you so powerful? Well, first off, might I say, there's so much internal energy. It's like, wow. 4 cards, I don't think I've had that in quite a while. But 4 of these cards are reversed. So you're a very introspective person, or you're very private too. You're someone that doesn't easily let others in, and you make people work hard for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that sometimes it's necessary because I think you're a work in progress. I think you really like to work by yourself and you may come off as mysterious to people, but you're very private. And that's how your best works of art come out. or your creativity comes out of you having alone time and you having that mental space for yourself and not having interrupted people, like people constantly interrupting you in your private time. So I definitely think you're powerful, but you're like there's a subtlety to you, but also like it's private. It's also someone that you might give off this aura where you exude a strength to you, but it's a quiet strength. So it's definitely may not be the usual strength most people are in your vicinity are used to, but they know it's best not to meddle with, right? You're not someone that's going to attack people easily, but you're not going to be, you won't allow others to trespass those boundaries either, just because they want to. So I think you're very well respected in that manner. Might I say pile 2? I also think pile 2, sorry, with the death card reversed, you undergo a lot of changes. And that comes from within. That's something that you decided to, not because others forced you to, but you definitely decided to focus on that, right? And it's not necessarily the main focus of you, but people can tell you constantly change perspectives, you change ideals, your mind. You have a change of heart, possibly. But it's always in the mode where it's meant to better yourself as a person. You're not a stagnant energy. But others might not see that easily. It takes them it takes them a bit of time to realize those changes when they start comparing you from maybe a version of yourself 2 years ago to a version of yourself now, and then 4 years from now, and so on, right? It's very subtle changes, unless they get close to you and get to know you really good as a person. They might see those changes much more clearer. Sorry, I had to drink more water. I also think for you, pile 2, I wonder, I don't know why I want to point this out, but I wonder if you wear darker clothing or your expression physically is darker aesthetics, but somehow when they speak to you, you have such a cheerful disposition. Or it could be the opposite, where you could be dressing very cheerfully, but you have a very, not a darker complexion internally, but just someone who has a more serious and demure, possibly. But I still feel that it's just, you are attracted to both ends of light and darkness, because I find it very interesting, even though they're all reversed. The left side has so much black and white. Grays, that black, white, gray scale. And very ironically, I think that the sky is more or less the same for all these piles, which I find it kind of interesting. It's very grays. It's not even blues, but again, you have this color scale on one side, and then the other side is golden yellows. Just brightness. Just very, maybe you could have a heart of gold. I can't help but think that you're very, there's a dynamic to having that extremes of yin and yang, femininity, masculinity, darkness and lightness. It's just something that you thrive on. It's just, maybe you started from one way and then ended up on the other way. Like, you used to be very, like, I don't want to say emo, but you could have been, like, when you were younger, emo, and then suddenly you're very, like, cheerful, hippy-dippy person. Or you ended up where you started out like that, like flower child kind of thing, or just very gleeful, and like maybe you were into like, not necessarily pinks, but more so like you like cutesy stuff, and then you went into a more darker aesthetic because that's what you were pulled into, right? I just feel that's for you, pile number 2. With the 5 of Cups, I also feel that that's just some ideas, right? I also feel for you, pile 2, you move on easily. You don't dwell in the past. You're ready to, like, that's why I feel it's interesting. The Death and the Five of Cups. You're someone that loves having changes, and you roll with the punches, and you don't dwell on the past. You're like, okay, my past is my past, but I'm not going to focus on it. There's no reason to. I'm just going to get sentimental about things that I have no control over that happened, right? And I think that you like to change your perspectives and to be like, okay, well, let me explore other fields in my life where I can work on and heal myself, right? Heal that trauma, heal those bonds, heal the people that were in there, the relationships I have with myself and others. But you won't cry about it. I also feel that you are attractive and people might, I wonder if people tell you that you're very pretty as well, but you're just not interested, and maybe that's why you get people in their feels. I also think that with the Queen of Wands, maybe you are into alternative practices, or just very, you love learning about different philosophies of life, and I think that you can practice them, but you don't necessarily expose, not yourself, but you don't necessarily pull that energy out for others to see easily. It's giving me like a Jupiter retrograde. Like, for some reason I think it's like a Jupiter retrograde in Scorpio, maybe Sagittarius, but it's yours. Or actually no, because Jupiter itself is just a planet of expansion and philosophy, but where are these like philosophies based on? I think I think maybe just in any sign, so long as it's retrograde, would be likely how you like. It takes you some time to maybe feel comfortable to express yourself outwardly, because maybe you could have some sort of maybe not. It's not always safe to express yourself in that manner of what you think. You know, your thoughts, school of thought, your process, how you think is very different and dynamic and progressive, possibly. Or, you know, there's always religious prosecution, maybe. I think for you, Pile, too. I also think, sorry. My hand was moving. I also think maybe you're into like cottagecore, or just like someone that's real salt of the earth, or someone like maybe you're witchy, like the herbal witchy people, or just into like naturopathic tendencies, things like that. And people might not understand that. It's always misrepresented and misinterpreted, right? So that could be you too as well. And I also think that with the Eight of Pentacles reversed, I think that your powerful traits from what I overfeel is that you have so much transformation. You don't dwell in the past. You know how to express yourself freely. But I also think because you've learned to work with these traits, you can definitely earn money in the long run with this. I think like maybe you provide services, or, you know, herbal teas and stuff like that to people, concoctions, but stuff like that. A lot of your knowledge has allowed you to earn money, or in the process of. So I feel that's the answer for you, Pal, too. That's why you're powerful. You take your knowledge and your transformation to higher grounds. And that's good. I'm very proud of you, number 2, because not everybody has the right environment, there you go, to thrive in. And I think you just thrive in chaos, but it's a controlled chaos that you know how to control. So I hope that helped, Pile 2. That's why you're powerful. You know how to learn from these energies and control them. So I will start with Pile 3. Pile 3. Okay. you have, okay, the 10 of Cups upright. Sorry, I didn't want to like drop them. And then your next card is the Knight of Swords reversed. And your last card, you have the Seven of Swords reversed. I mean, upright, sorry. Okay. So pile 3. Oops. Why are you powerful? I feel that you, pile 3, you're someone that is very content and happy. Wait. Sorry, the first card was 9 of Cups. I'm so sorry. My vision is terrible right now. Yeah, I was like, why is number 10? 10 of Cups is not that 10. I was reading it right, but I said the wrong number. Sorry, 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups upright. You're very content with where you got yourself. So maybe you didn't have that ease before, but I definitely feel that you got yourself in a much better place, pile number 3, than what you were, than what you first started to from quite a long time. So what I'm trying to say is that you reached out for the stars and you got it. Your dream, your goal, your ambition, that one wish that you really wanted, and you're content. You're very content, as you can see on this pile. With the Knight of Swords reversed, you might have, well, you contemplate first and foremost before you, yeah, for some reason, okay, the Knight of Swords with the 7 of Swords, you're very fox-like. I can't help but wonder if you're the kind of person that does the think before you act thing, rather than just take charge and go fast and forward. You want to know, how can I get I remember there's an expression, but I don't remember what it was. It was like a saying. You want the big, well, I forgot, the big, it's like a lottery thing, I think, but you don't want like small things. You want for the big. You strive for the big goal, whatever it may be. Likely for you guys, I feel it's going to be I think your words and your speech get you to where you need to be in a monetary way. And I know there's not like pentacle energy here, but I can't help but wonder if that's what you really strive for, even though you have the 9 of Cups. So I feel that your creativity gets you places as well as your speech. So I wonder if you're like, are you a writer? Are you I can't help but think of the weatherman and the weather girl. Someone on TV. Are you someone that's striving for like to be an actress? Because they also need to learn scripts and learn their lines, and they express themselves freely with their cups, energy, and their creativity. So I can't help but wonder if your goal and ambition is to be doing something in the artistic arts field, and using your mind as well. Like, maybe you know how to cut the best deals for yourself. I can't help but wonder that. And then you march and like charge ahead, like full throttle. Like, I know this is a reverse 9 of Swords, but I just can't help but wonder that you really read things through. You really read through the fine print of many goals of yourself, of your This is why you're powerful, pile number 3. You know how to make yourself happy by relying on yourself, your abilities. Your abilities get you in the right place. You avoid conflicts. You swoop in, like, are you a lawyer? Are you a lawyer? I'm trying to think. I don't know why I keep thinking this is a career type of reading for you, pile 3. So I can't help but wonder, is there something you're striving for and you're excelling that you're not easily letting the world know, but they can read it or they can see it coming? Like popularity, dexterity, just easy to handle the swords and just not get cut. I can't help but wonder, it's like, do you like to, like, I think I'll also like, in the circus, there's sometimes a person who's against a wall of, like a wooden wall, and then someone's throwing the knives. I wonder if you could be either person and you don't get hurt, or you don't hurt the person. So I can't help but wonder that, like, you're just really good with words, but you know how to get away with it. You're very mischievous. So I wonder if you know how to be like a trickster, or just know how to get away with things in contracts, or in words, and speeches, and TV, and scripts, or you know how to take advantage of those situations when you're next to powerful people and no one's able to touch you in that aspect of, like, you're untouchable because you just know how to scheme. You know how to think things through. So it's kind of hard to get you in that aspect because you're so easily slippery and cunning that you just kind of get away with it. And that's why I think, I don't know, you're so interesting, pile 3. That's why you're powerful. You're just hard to get. And as a person too, like, people want to approach you, but you cut easily with a sword if needed. You're just like, no, you're in the way. I'm ambitious, I have a goal, and I want to stay with my cups by myself. I don't need a second person. Granted, you know, you can, but you just choose not to in this moment. That's not your interest, that's not your goal. I feel like you have tunnel vision, pile 3, so that's why you're really powerful. And I'm very interested to know, if you did select pile 3, what exactly is your ambition, or what exactly are you striving for in this moment that's making you content because that wish is being granted? Like, what did you really work for hard and desire that so much that you got yourself where you needed to? It's like the door opened and you put your foot in and just, you went in through that door. And you never stopped, you know, moving around so that they can't kick you out of the house. So I hope that helped, pile 3. That's why you are very powerful. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you all for listening in, and I hope you guys enjoyed this very much. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. It helps me out with my channel growth, and it's not mandatory, but you know, it would be very much welcome. So thank you all for listening, and have a great day, because you made it a great day, not because I'm telling you to. Remember, your energy is your own outcome. So thank you all for listening. So bye-bye, everybody.